Okay, so Anthropic just dropped something that could seriously change how we work. We're talking about the new Claude app, and its integration with tools like Slack and Figma is, well, it's a pretty big deal. So let's break it down. Is this the productivity game changer we've been waiting for?
But hey, before we get into the weeds, if you're into staying on top of all things AI and tech, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for App Ran Tech Auth down below. Trust me, you are not going to want to miss what we have coming up.
All right, let's be real for a second. We've all been there. You get a great idea, so you pop open your Notes app. Then you have to switch over to Slack to tell your team about it. Then you open up Figma to try and bring it to life. Every single switch, every new tab, it's like a tiny tax on your focus. It's just draining. And that is the exact problem Anthropic is trying to fix.
And their solution? It's not just slapping another app onto your screen. No, it's about building a totally seamless bridge, bringing your most important tools right into the AI you're already talking to. It's all about eliminating that friction. So what exactly are Claude apps? Think of it this way. They're live interactive versions of the services you use every single day, but they live right inside the Claude chat window. So you could be talking to Claude, and without ever leaving that conversation, you could send a Slack message or whip up a design in Figma. That deep integration, that's the magic here.
And this isn't some maybe one day kind of thing. They've launched with some absolute heavy hitters, especially for the business world. You've got Slack, Figma, Canva, Box, Clay, and they're even teasing Salesforce is on the way. You can tell right away they are serious about plugging directly into how we actually work.
And this quote from Anthropic themselves really nails it. The point isn't just to link apps together. The point is to combine them with Claude's brain, so you can create and refine ideas faster than you ever could before. It's about making 1 + 1 = 3.
Okay, so that's the big idea. But what does this look like in the real world? Let's get into the nitty-gritty of how this is going to supercharge two tools that millions of us use every day, Slack and Figma.
This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, that's the old way, the painful way, all that juggling we just talked about. But look at the right. That's the Claude way. You have an idea, you tell Claude to write and send the Slack message. Done. Then you tell it to create some design ideas in Figma. Boom, they're in your project. It's a massive shift from 100 clicks to just a few sentences.
Let's zero in on Slack. We're talking about drafting and sending messages, sure, but what about summarizing a channel you haven't read in hours, or brainstorming a big team announcement with an AI partner? The biggest win here is that it completely obliterates that context-switching tax. You stay in your flow state.
Now, for Figma, this is where it gets kind of wild. You can generate a bunch of design options just by describing what you want. You could tell Claude, update these marketing graphics with our new slogan, or make this button a bit rounder. You're basically going from a thought in your head to a finished design in, well, seconds.
Okay, let's zoom out for a minute, because this move from Anthropic, it's not happening in a bubble. This is a huge shot fired in the great AI app race.
Now, you might be thinking, this sounds a lot like OpenAI's GPTs. And yeah, there are parallels, but their strategies are totally different. Anthropic is going for deep, meaningful integration with a few key business tools. OpenAI, on the other hand, is building this massive, wide-open marketplace. It's really a classic showdown, depth versus breadth. But here's what's so fascinating. Under the hood, they're both building on the same foundation. It's called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. The fact that this is an open standard is a huge clue. It tells us we're watching the fundamental plumbing for how all AI is going to talk to our software in the future.
Of course, with all this power, we have to talk about security. And to their credit, Anthropic is being upfront about it. In their own safety docs, they basically say, hey, be careful what you give us access to. They even suggest creating a separate, dedicated folder just for Claude to plan. It's a really important reminder to be smart about security as these tools get deeper into our workflows.
So, if we have an AI that can use our apps, what's the next logical step? What if the AI could manage entire projects for us, using those apps all by itself? Well, get ready to meet your potential new AI coworker.
Anthropic has already announced this thing called Claude Cowork. And this is not just a chatbot. It's what's known as an agentic AI. You can think of it like an assistant you can give a whole complex project to, and it'll figure out all the steps needed to get it done.
And this is where it all clicks into place. The future workflow could look like this. You tell Cowork, hey, I need a marketing campaign for our new launch. Cowork then uses the Box app to find the latest data, uses the Figma app to create all the graphics, And it does all of this without you having to lift a finger. The whole project just gets delivered automatically.
Now, let's be super clear. This full, seamless integration between Cowork and the new apps, it's not here today, but Anthropic has put that coming soon label on it. They're pointing to a future where AI isn't just a tool we command, but a real partner we collaborate with.
So what's the bottom line here for you and me? It means less time fighting with software and more time in that creative flow state. It means AI is becoming a real collaborator on our projects. And yet, it means the future of how we work is changing, fast. This is pointing to a massive leap in what we're able to accomplish. Which leaves us with a pretty wild final thought. When you have tools that can understand a goal, use your software, and manage complex tasks, is it really that crazy to think that your next project manager might actually be an AI? Let me know what you think about that down in the comments.